Was it Trey Lance's fault that the 49ers lost to the Arizona Cardinals, that the 49ers scored 1 touchdown and fell to 2-3?
I wouldn't give him all the blame. He did play a role in the loss. It was a disastrous, I would say, team effort. Their quarterback play was pretty hit or miss, though. And anytime your quarterback play... Now, Kyler wasn't great, for his standards, though he still hit way more big plays than Trey hit. The coaching was terrible. The performance by individual players like McGlinchey was getting absolutely abused. Kyle Shanahan did not have a great day. Their ability to convert, the penalties, at one point in time, I swear to God, they had 15 penalties, and I looked, and it was only 7.
Hey, we're glad you're watching this video. Subscribe to our channel and like the video.
Because 50% of you are probably not subscribed. Also, check out the podcast below in the description.
We're sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
#1 vodka in America.
Oh, I had the same feeling. I looked, it was 4.
I looked, and it was 7. Now, I do think a couple times, like, when it happens on 3rd down, if you just decline for a punt or something, right?
I think Josh Norman had one early in the game, and the result of the play was a 1st down catch to Hopkins, so that was declined.
Yeah. So I think maybe like a sack, right, or a forced incompletion on a late down if you really broke it down, because I swear to God, I was like, there are 27 penalties so far, and it's the middle of the 3rd quarter. I looked, the Cardinals had 6, and the Niners had 7. I'm like, this doesn't add up. No wonder it's like, don't ever trust the eye test. You got to look at the analytics. I was like, okay, it doesn't quite feel that way. But the 4th down play calling, the use check play, I love use check. And I don't blame I blame coaches when they put players in an uncompromising situation. That play call made no sense because it wasn't a half inch. He had to go like 1.5 yards. It wasn't even close. But the quarterback, and we'll dive into him extensively later on, has a long way to go, okay?
Yeah, look, he's the quarterback of a football team that just lost a 1-possession game. So some of it was his fault. It wasn't all his fault. It is, as coaches like to say, a team game. Right now I see a team that can't quite take advantage isn't the word. I see a team that is not able to give a rookie quarterback the environment that a rookie quarterback needs in order to win, right? And that environment is usually no penalties. That environment is no drop passes when the rookie quarterback hits you in stride on 3rd down and 12 or whatever it was on the Sanu drop, right? That environment is, this guy's a rookie, so let's play like a well-oiled machine to help the fact that he's a rookie. Whereas they look like a team of rookies, not on defense. Offensively, now maybe if we deep dive at John, there'd be some case that, well, sometimes he's holding the ball long and that leads to holding penalties. He's indecisive in the pocket, and that leads to issues downfield and in the pocket around him. Probably a part of it. So there's a way you got to play when you've got a rookie quarterback. The guys who've been there 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, because you cannot afford all the other mistakes around that rookie quarterback.
Well, I think for a large portion of the game, it felt like the game was 24-0. And it feels like that for the person watching it. It feels like that, I think, for the coaches standing on the sideline. It can feel like that as a player, like we're getting beat really badly. But ultimately, and I say this all the time, we make too big a deal about yards and big plays. It's about points. That dictates the entire game. And for a large portion of this game, it was 10-0. And Kyle Shanahan, who I've always said, and everyone, it's not like breaking news, what makes him unique as a younger coach is he's not pass happy. He's a run-first coach. Now, I know he ran his quarterback, but they have, even when Sermon came in, he only got the 1 carry. Like, I would have slammed Mitchell and Sermon way more. Instead, he just used Trey like a punching bag to run it up through the tackles. And basically on every play, instead of running it, Elijah Mitchell is good. Trey Sermon could have been used in this game. Like, if you want to limit a passing game that is clearly struggling, use your fucking running backs. And I understand your quarterback kind of operated like a running back today. He led the team in carries. He ran for 90 yards. But it was probably a little much. It was probably, you could argue, I'm not trying to defend Trey, but he took a big pounding for a guy in his first start who's also expected to throw it. He threw it 30 times today.
Yeah. To me, the biggest problem they had on offense, they had several. The number one problem was how many down and longs were they in? How many
Well, guy,
firsts and
because they're holding on first down, because you're throwing on first down, and then all of a sudden it's 1st and 20. Like, how many first
It was
and
just
20s did
holdings.
he
It
have
was
in the
false
second half?
starts. Yeah, it was 3rd and 15s. It was plays that went 3 yards backwards on first down, and then it's 2nd and 13, and then you run the ball, and now it's 2nd and 11, and now it's 3rd and 11, and it was a mess.
They're a sloppy team, and
Yeah,
ultimately
that's exactly right.
And the head coach is responsible for that. Right now, Kyle Shanahan has an extremely sloppy team. Now, there are points in the game like you'd go the penalties, right? Sloppy. Or is it McGlinchey, who they picked up as 5th-year option, playing a team that, I don't know, has 2 Hall of Fame talents on their line, got fucking abused.
Yeah, Trent Williams had a couple penalties today. Hey, you like wine? Go to wineaccess.com/ham. Get $50 off an order of $150 or more.
You guys want to gamble? Well, if you do want to gamble, go to mybookie.ag, promo code HAM and the number 1. Promo code HAM and the number 1. Yeah, I mean, the holding one, his
And then there was another play where he and McGlinchey both had it, and just because the football gods, the Trent Williams penalty got declined and the McGlinchey penalty got accepted, even though they're the same penalty.
But McGlinchey was clearly overwhelmed from a speed standpoint. Like, he can't hang with those guys speed-wise. To me, Trent Williams, I allow a guy to have a penalty every once in a while. I don't worry about his ability to block J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones. I do not believe that McGlinchey one-on-one can block those guys.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was also defensive penalties, which I didn't. To me, most of the defensive penalties, I could be wrong. Maybe someone can remind me. I can't think of one defensive penalty that I would categorize as sloppy.
I do. One takeaway, though, on the penalties, just over an overarching theme in the NFL, is that I do believe that it's tough to be a defender. Everyone understands that, right? Like, trying to mirror a guy, you're grabbing back and forth. They never call it on the offensive guys, and I'm not trying to act like a homer here, but there were several times, Mosley's going like this. The Cardinals, because, like, Hopkins can't really run. So a huge part of his game is that he kind of acts like a DB, and then he never gets flagged. Like, and I'm not even just talking about this game. Overall, a wide receiver can basically do whatever the fuck he wants, and they never throw a flag on offensive pass interference. It's kind of crazy. I mean, the officials today were atrocious. And I'm not trying to act like just the night, just overall. I mean, they didn't blow the whistle on an incomplete pass on a tip ball. And when you don't blow the whistle, you end up getting this crazy collision where offensive linemen are jumping on people. Like, people are going to get hurt. Blow the whistle.
Yeah, that one was bad. I thought the rest of it was exactly how it always looks. That one was that was one of the worst non-play blown deads I've ever seen.
Well, it's unacceptable, but it is acceptable because nothing ever happens.
Yeah, I mean, they're humans, and that one I think is a result of Twitter beating them over the head to never blow plays dead, and so the NFL beats them over the head to never blow plays dead, and that's what you get. Like, there's an explanation for it, which is people get so angry about blowing plays dead, which I understand. That you also get that. Guys are terrified.
Why get it on fumbles, but on a pass when it hits a guy's hand?
Well, it happens all the time now. That one was bad. Again, that one.
You're right. It does happen a lot.
They don't blow plays dead ever anymore.
No,
ever.
Yeah, you're right.
But I do think some of the stuff that happened, I would be really interested to ask. Could we remember this from? There were some plays with Kaepernick early where it was like there was a holding, but part of the holding was the amount of time you had to block. You didn't quite know where the quarterback was. The quarterback dropped too far back out of the back end of the pocket. And so with the defender way upfield, all of a sudden now he's in a sack situation when the quarterback should have stepped up. I would be interested to know from the offensive standpoint, is Trey Lance difficult to block for at this juncture in his career? Because there are times where I think he should be gone, where the ball should be gone. And one thing I loved about him when we watched him in college is he clearly tries to hang around and make plays downfield. But to me, that's a level for another day. Like right now, and I said this last week as we led up to the game, to me, it'd be like first option there, second option there, gone, go. And I feel that way again today. Like first option there, second option there, go.